I am just going to get started. I've been sitting here for a little while, trying to see if I can uncover or find this card that I had sitting out here for a little while, where it looked like a guy and a girl talking to each other. But now it's like they're hiding, and so I can't quite get a clear look in, and there's just so much noise and just so much chatter and all the things that are going on around me. I did get an opportunity, or did get some space here to tap in and to be in this space, so we'll see what comes out. It's just very noisy, and I feel like things are just not easy to decipher. It could be that there's weird energy coming in, and things just aren't like being served up on a plate for you, so we have to look at things from this different angle. But again, just things are so noisy, so it's hard to use our best judgment in this. So we come into this space, I suppose, to get some clarity and to get some grounding, but just noise, and people talking, being in maybe just a busy environment where people are having lots of conversations about lots of different things. But again, it's just really difficult to hear what's going on. If you have specific questions, you can ask. But again, I feel like there's just like a heavy conversation between a man and a woman. The woman's upset, or is, I'll leave that hair fan out, feeling insecure, or just is on a mission to destroy something, or just a mission to gain attention from people. I've been wanting to tune it all out all week. Here we are. It's like, talk. Say the things, do the stuff. Put everything out on the table for us to see and for us to have conversations about. Let's sit down and have tea. Let's talk about the tea. Let's talk about the things. Because I think people are just having these conversations about things instead of being direct with things. Talking about you, talking about your situation instead of talking to you. And we want to get clear judgment on what's going on here. It's just like shielding, because what they're showing you is really bright. What they're hearing you is, or what they're saying isn't quite. There she is again. There she is with her knight too. Oh, there they are. I was wondering if they were going to come out, and here they are, sitting down to tea. So let's tap into these guys and what they're having a conversation about. Maybe they're having a conversation around people or something, but somebody's listening, or they're trying not to have a conversation about this. It's almost like she wants more. He came home early, somewhat empty-handed or without as much, and she's just upset because she wanted more, without having to do the work, or without having to do, I don't know, it's just like watching in silence, or trying to fill up that emotional sustenance, or trying to gain something through this conversation. But it's moon stuff, so it's emotional. I'm curious to know, it's a discontentedness with the emotional stuff, or there's just something happening within this conversation again that's just very loud. Probably because in this space there are a lot of you, and there's a lot of information to try and convey in a very generalized and concise way, so it's not going to be, you can ask specific questions. Go for it in the comments. But I think navigating these conversations that people are having is difficult, because it feels like a lot of it's that kind of backstabbing energy, or just things that are kind of beneath you. So it's like learning how to discern that information. Again, like, are we serving up cake? Are we sitting down to tea, serving up cake, having conversations about how we're going to invest or direct this potent energy? I want to use a different word, but I can't. But the Wheel of Fortune, so I don't know, we'll just take a chance. I'm curious to know what a couple of these are. We'll look at what these two are having conversations about. Somebody's listening and somebody's overhearing, so it's kind of like the telephone game, but at the same time, the conflicts can't be hidden for a long time. And some of this emotional stuff too, when it comes to the moon, is just deceit, or things being hidden. Cajolery is coming out. Unknown enemies, or like there's somebody trying to trap you. They don't want you to say something, or trying to stop you, prevent you from having that conversation. But I think that importance to stay grounded and stay connected, or to like smudge things, like smoke it out, or like seeing through the smoke, perhaps, to so much about flamingos. But these two, they're really fighting, or she's just really upset about something, and that conversation that these two are having, it's not really getting anywhere. I mean, he's listening, but it's just kind of like besides himself, like, what do you want me to do about it, you know? Just kind of showing up and doing his duties, or kind of conflicted about what to do. Something about a percentage share, or percentage investment again. Button of oysters. Oh no. Cats. But these two guys just don't want to, like, come out and say it. So, I don't know, let's just figure out what it is and say it for them. I guess, because if they're not going to say it, we can. The relations between males and females, as well as between friends, discord with unity and happiness. To follow, but maybe not. It's like deciding, are they deciding, is it worth the investment? That's funny. Fighting about the relationship, or fighting about how it's perceived on the outside. Like through weddings or something like that. But I don't know, there's just so much of this, like, emotional conflict and things that are hidden, and like something that's yearning, or just a mission. So many, like, so much noise, so many people trying to, like, influence this, or trying to create discord. Or it's like trying to put on the mask for the show, for the mask for the circus, or trying to perform or play a certain role in order to make it look like a certain thing. But there's like inner grievance. What is the, okay, let's look at this table. And all these oysters here on this table. So I guess, like, what is it? They're fighting about money, resources, where things are going to go. Inheritances are there too. Like, there's so many people in this conversation. There's so many things that are tied to all of this stuff. Especially to her, there's a lot of using these words in such a way, or just trying to surround themselves with the people and the words and the conversations that are going to benefit them in the long run, but there's a bias. And whereas, like, he's just trying to tune out all the chatter. Like, he doesn't want to deal with it. He's looking at other things, and so she's thinking about picking up and leaving, but at the same time, there's been so much invested, or just so much put into this table, or just so much that can be exposed at this table, that some sort of unification, or bringing things together. It's like for the sole purpose of destroying somebody or something else. Like, it's not love. It's like money, conflict, power. It's like a somebody trying to make a chess move to get ahead, or again, like, just gain some sort of like popularity. He wants the popularity, she wants the money. It's like, but she's got some of the popularity and he's got some of the money, but they're kind of hoarding it for themselves. All the meanwhile, something's like, what a fucking joke. But again, just so noisy, or just trying to have these conversations in busy places, or trying to have these deep conversations in busy places where there's lots of noise, or like lots of food, and so again, information just gets distorted, or it's like being manipulated through the senses, or some being more receptive to influence when those guards are lowered, or like when you're eating. Noisy. Illusions of generosity. We're using generosity as an illusion. Especially when it comes to giving something less fortunate, or giving something to somebody less fortunate. But if you're giving something to somebody that's already like tainted in some sort of way in order to pass it off, so that you're not the one that technically has it, again, you know, this guy and this girl just having these conversations about things. I don't know, and this can be like an older man, or like somebody coming into like, oh, I'll save you, I'll fix it, you know. But it's like, stay in your lane. It's not the time and the place. It's like, why interject yourself into some sort of conflict? I'll look at the Hierophant, and then let's look at this other deck too, because we're going like real deep down in this rabbit hole. It's really noisy at tea time, and there are a lot of people at the table, and there are a lot of distractions, or just like a lot of things that need to be focused on or need to be paid attention to right now. And it's like overhearing some of this, it's just like, whoa, shoot, that's a lot to carry. So you can either attend to it, you can be dismissive to it, joining in on the conflict, but just creating more conflict and more noise. Sticking with ideas that don't work, ritualism, reserve, and introspection. Alignment with good or bad without proper balance. Extreme irreverence, especially toward a religion. Gullibility. Repeated errors. Inability to cope with different philosophies. So this rabbit hole thing kind of back together, because there's just a lot of noise there, and we're going to take a chance and go through this Wheel of Fortune being. Try to cut out all the bad stuff, because I think these are the opportunities. We have this Wheel of Fortune to reflect and set back, and to self-reflect, and to not participate in all of this noise, and not participate in the scene, the chatter, to stay focused on something that's more about small details, or just to stay content and holistic, kind of despite it all, like taking a chance on yourself, preserving. There's that Hierophant again. Okay. I'm going to bring these things back into balance. We're not going to engage ourselves in whatever this conversation is, because it's just so much noise. Okay, so we'll talk about your options then. I guess we'll look here. I'm gonna keep it kind of short today. Just again, because it's just so noisy. And I'm just feeling super called to introspect and just connect, right? Instead of being engaged. It's like something about engagements at this time. Full of noise and influence and discord. We're just making connections to things from a space that's not balanced. Not balanced between what? Let's look at this 8 oysters, because I think this is that subtlety and creative consciousness, where we're trying to cultivate something more consciously or more creatively. There's artistry, quickness of thought, modesty, straight talk, great personal effort for craft or art, talent. But modesty, I think, is important here, right? And not getting caught up in this disillusionment. Because if you take too many chances, there's something about gambling. If you take too many chances gambling, right, then you fall into bad faith, sloth, conceit, false gifts, flattery, being untrustworthy and vain, intrigue, talent misuse, extortion, coercion also comes to mind. Or like giving things in order to get something, or just keeping the gifts going, or just like keeping food in front of you in order to keep you from seeing what's already here, what's already in store for you. For the two in question, or these two in conversation, it brings about a tower, right? It brings about the collapse of something, I think, because there's going to be this aspect of conceitedness. People are going to take it too far. They're going to get caught up in more of that conflict instead of that peace, and start fighting more over money. What are these two? These two are so loud, and I wish they would get out of my space. The devil. We're gonna put them over there fighting for, get them out, right? For discontent. We're trying to create disharmony so harmony doesn't happen. These two, man, are just so loud. Like, I wish they would stop. They're not gonna stop. They're just gonna create more and more and more off of it. More imbalance. More darkness. Like, should her get off the pot comes to mind, or like the movement, or whatever. Trying to, there's that funny hierophant again. Like trying to take somebody out of the picture, having these conversations about taking somebody out of the picture in order to move or try to get somewhere. But there's too much of a bond. There's too much of a strong bond. So you can't get this separation or this severance. Like these two. Figure out how to work it out and overcome some of this discord. There's that Magician in reverse too. I knew I didn't want to do this reading today. Because it's just a lot. I don't have the little booklet for the Aquarian, so you're just going to have to bear with me, but it's like in going into something new, or in trying to create something about flow, right? If it's not happening, then you can't force it to happen. I'm not really watching the comment feed. I could be. It's like you guys have a lot of questions, but we'll just like cut right through to it, like figure out what the heck is going on, because getting silent is gonna be like the way that you hear to yourself, adhere to yourself, hear yourself, and fill up those cups, because again, there's just so much information. So much information, so much trying to like just take swords, but we're just gonna like cut through it all. We're just gonna try and defend like our self-power, I guess, right? Because these two, they're all like bitching over these hats or these cups, right? And they're like, whatever this energy is, or they're just like fighting over something, or it's like he got something. These keep coming up to like Taurus High Priestess kind of thing, bullheaded, or just staying strong in your power, in that essence of that, because it's like the light is the hand, it's the information, it's the truth, it's the guidance, right? It's not the hat itself. And so when he tries to come in here and tries to hand somebody else that hat, it's missing that hand of light, because it's like he's full of darkness and cuts it out, or is full of blood. I can look at this one again because he's popping back up. There's that moon, heavy moon energy, doing moon work, trying to, everything's just in balance right now because of the moon, probably too. It's important to try to get a lot of sleep, or try to clear out the smoke and the toxins, detox, especially before going into the winter. We're losing sunlight. Where are you? Here, I suppose, huh? A man set apart, often a ruler, courage to face and contemplate the world, great riches and magnificent stature not appreciated, great sadness and monumental loss of faith. He doesn't feel valued and appreciated for all that he is, right? And she's all pissed off because she just wants it all handed to her. But in both of these decks too, there's just this, like, if you're not meant to have it, you're not meant to have it. Like, why would you try and take from somebody else? The King of the Hill, business, competition, debates, hard failures, trying to prevent these losses. Here's these two again. I think, like, the most difficult part is just, like, navigating the emotional balance through all of, like, the chaos, because people are trying to justify the good or justify the bad. Something about these, like, conflicting biased belief systems, cognitive bias, thinking all the world is good and whole for you, one in the self, but failing to recognize that creates imbalance for somebody else, or not caring if something else is imbalanced, so long as you're benefiting from it. But again, like this, here we are having tea, and then it's just like what's getting spilled. I mean, we can talk about these hats too, because, okay, the Ace of Hats is up there. We want to talk about, like, all these amazing opportunities, or these things that we can focus on. Some of it's good, some of it's bad. There's, like, only kind of one essence here that will work. Just so many shit talkers, I guess, or just people that are trying to create discord instead of dealing with their own stuff. Obsession with possessions, miser, selfishness, loss of material wealth, inability to gain wealth, encountering a less charitable person. Maybe that's something these two are fighting about too. One wants to keep more, one wants to give something away, one wants to give something up, one wants to take more. They just, because when you're caught up in, like, the loving the fame, or when you're like trying to get caught up in like all the conflict, it's just not going to work itself out. I mean, you can do it for a little while, but it's just going to create even more conflict, right? All these issues, all this like baloney that's coming in. Don't have too many of my other decks. I have a new chapter. I've got this old Rider-Waite here. There's that Ace of Pentacles again too. This one showed up. We're just gonna have to work through it to figure out what that balance is, to figure out how to see past the illusions. Ooh, it's emotional work, isn't it? Is that why all the feelings feel kind of weird? We can just look at it different. It's not good, it's not bad. Radically accept that it is what it is. Right? We can balance it with the Empress energy. I like that. We'll hold that feminine power despite all this discord and all this nonsense outside of us. Haters gonna hate. But it's like, when you hear a bunch of people talking or trying to call your name, but there's one person like trying to get through to you, it's hard to just put down the conflict and walk away. We've got choices to make. Do you participate? Do you not participate? Or how do you maintain that balance? Right, there's that Empress again. I've got the Empress on both decks. We can hold it at the Empress. I can read it out of this one for you. It's like the other two are trying to fight for power, use one or the other over power or something, or just one. It's like, why didn't you get more or whatever? I wanted you to do, I told you this. And there's just like this, like, kind of thing going on. Well, what do I need to do to hold you, or to hold this into place, or what do I need to do to, I'll guarantee some sort of, this or that, or how do I, one up over the other or something? What do they have that I don't have or something? Or how, whatever, like, why can't you just... So much of that. So much of that, sorry. Just, I can't get it out of my head, that just that banter. Let's see what the Empress here. The sheep sits in the back of a boat on a river, passing by an ever-changing landscape. She holds a multitude of knitting needles in her hand. Alice, her face unseen, is in the front of the boat. The entire journey actually takes place in the sheep shop. The sheep is the ultimate woman figure, self-assured, level-headed, patient, and kind. A mother figure, as well as the figure of a sister and a wife. In marriage, she is all aspect of feminine influence. She makes decisions based on humanity, not on her own best interest, though too often intersect. A good partner, practical, decisive, intuitive, a motivator. The other side of it, right? Wavering, hesitation, inability or unwillingness to concentrate, procrastination, nervous tension, throwing away resources through idiocy, fickleness, and vanity. You're so vain. I bet you think this song is about you, or somebody that you think this is about, but it's not. But you're gonna make it about you anyway, 'cause you sense a tower crashing. It's all gonna fall down. It's all gonna fall down, 'cause you're so vain. Here, little piggy. What is this? 3 oysters. Lots of oysters in this. What time is it? I do have, okay, maybe a little bit longer. What a weird day. Fun with artistry. Oh, the pettiness. Oh, but poor me, I'm gonna get thrown and great renown or respect. It's like thrown out on your own with your little baby, and these three little biddies are just sitting there watching. What are they gonna do now? You know, or just something is like totally being observed and talked about, but not too. Right? They're trying to be like, oh, that doesn't, whatever, they don't know whatever their offer is. I need to fill up mine. Where's mine? I need a la 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 la. You can't really get it. You can't. It's like that voice again. God, just somebody is so whiny. Like, where's that conflict again? You know, I need a minute here, it's just like, what I can't, you know, am I gonna, I can't. How do I emphasize, like, you can't have both, like, you can't have your cake and eat it too. But it's realizing, you can only go on. Don't tell him what you realize. It's like, no, quit. She's on to it. She's figured it out. It's like, okay, but also, you have figured it out. Just kind of keep it to yourself. Not everybody has to know, you know. Because when you concentrate it all into one and you're like, I made this much money and this much, and you can make this much and this much, and then it's like everybody knows you know, and then everything revolves around that. Ten of Hats. Violence within the home, false heart, petty jealousies and rivalries, loss of friendship. Again, why did he have, I didn't even, and it's just become this like really passive aggressive trying to whereas if you're just kind of sitting in your own hermetic energy and not playing into it and not paying into it, like, whatever, and you're lined and into that, then you can trust that the things around you are keeping you safe, and we can just tune out all of this nonsense, because it's what it is. Just pettiness and jealousy and all this baloney and all that conflict, and it's just like, you know what, we're gonna look at something else and we're gonna move on. We're just gonna move on from that topic. Why does the Queen of Peppermills keep popping up here? Let's take a quick look at her. An honest and homey woman able to cure ills of the mind, a dark woman who's very secretive, sincere and charming, capable of love and affection. Again, the other side of it, jealous and overly emotional, an unstable and fickle liar, that fickleness again of a mean stripe and opposition. Just see those two, you know, and meanwhile, someone's looking out for the little guy. You know, I think there's an ounce of guidance there, but watch out for that coercion, because the things might be controlling the behaviors. I think that's what a lot of it is. The foods, the urgency, turmoil, revenge, and inability to focus on minor details that contribute to the big picture. Short of a goal. It's like rebelling against nothing. Creating all this conflict over nothing. And it's just... Can we move on? Can we please get out of this? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Okay. Is there anything else out of this one I want to look at? No. No, because somebody just wants to be petty and jealous and make it all about them and create all these arguments and conflicts and all of this nonsense, and it's distracting us from our divine abundance. It's distracting us from taking the right action. We'll look at what the right action is. Courage is on here too. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about courage, but inner power, that's appropriate. To overcome all this outside, right? Give me the courage and the power to do what must be done, to take the right action in the face of all this. Yeah, you know, pointing fingers. I had divine abundance sitting on top. You were born to align with love's will, following the Tao, and observe something beyond the ego. Learn to be abundance, not chase it. Reframing, energetic clearing. Okay. We're gonna make these last three about clearing stuff out and kind of reframing what all of this noise is, because we have to discern or not listen to all this noisy noise. Okay, to gain our freedom. I no longer want this fiery ring of resentment to block the good. Release me from its bonds. Divine abundance again, you keep showing up. Okay. Abundance is not something you have, it's something you are. Invite help. Okay, I'm finally ready. Help! 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 Show me the way! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Any more? Any more? Well, I said 5. That's 5. I want to take it deeper, and I want to go in. It's happening for me, not to me. Be outrageously open. I want to expand. I want this to be easy. But there's loss. But it's all part of the change. Okay, it's fine. Invite help. Realize that your freedom is beyond whatever these external circumstances are and whatever the blah, blah, blah is of the other people, or not the things that people say about you, but be open to them, as far as be kind. Seriously, I'm ready. God, fucking just help me out. Right, I'm just so over this noise. Like, can we just cut through the noise so I can get to work, please? Please, can we just stop all this bickering so I can focus? Right? Tired of things being destroyed or just distorted or imbalanced. I feel like there is one more. I want the conjure deck, but I don't have it. with me at the moment. Me? I don't know. I'm mourning, missing something. Yeah. Maybe we can look at that next time and kind of direct direct our energy to what has been lost, or recovering the things that have been lost. Recovering might be a good theme. Because again, there's just so much noise from boys and girls. Noise. It's just lots of conflict noise, and where all that's being directed, and we just have to look within and do the work and not attune to it. You don't need me to tell you that part of it, but know that there are people out there creating a lot of discord through their conversations, and all you can really do is just kind of sit back and not participate and watch and wait. Reach out to me for personal readings. That would be great. I had a pretty awesome 2-hour session last week. Tell me your price. I'll tell you your cards. I don't know. Feeling a little goofy going into November, but it's 1/1. We're gonna come into 11/11. Numbers. We'll do more later. Okay, love you. Gotta go. Bye.